Hey guys, good afternoon. We have it's afternoon, not morning.
I know.
We have had a couple of Mondays on the road in the morning. So 9 a.m. Melbourne time hasn't happened. So it's what, 4:50 Melbourne, Brisbane time. We are up here in Queensland for our last week of events on the Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Brisbane. So we're at Francesca's house right now. She's at the Mafia Hub. Hey, Katie. Great to see you. And so we thought we'd come on today together because sometimes
she thought we'd come on.
Yes, I forced him to be on live, unshaven, my husband.
I know, I said, what's going on?
See, you can't even tell in the live that you're not shaven. Yeah?
That's what happens when you become a grey ghost. You can't see anything.
Yeah. So we're going to be...
It used to be black, like almost red.
Hey, Naomi. We are all set. I've got my nails done, got my hair done for all the events, and he needs to shave for tomorrow. Oh my God, you're gonna break the computer.
Oh, Beck's here too. God, we've got a huge turnout. What happens when I come on?
See, you're very popular.
Oh, jeez.
All right, guys. So today we're gonna spend half an hour. This being our Monday morning live. It's all you, Dal. This is. I told you to be here.
There.
I told you to be here. All right, so now let's get serious. Get on point, right? I finished your book yesterday, read it today. That's because it's spoken out, Katie. That's why it can be read so quickly. All right, you guys. So we're going to talk about building the infrastructure of a lifestyle business from scratch. Okay, why? Because we're about to head off and have our lifestyle business in Thailand this Saturday for a whole month with our kiddies and take our mid-year break and chill out. Still run the business remotely.
Chill out, you.
Yeah, I can chill out. And we wanted to share some 10 tips and tricks of how you need to think about it when you are designing a lifestyle business, because some people, when they start business, they have this big vision to have big teams and just keep growing exponentially in terms of the revenue of the business and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, that does not give them a lifestyle. It actually makes them work at constantly taking risks, evolving, and all that kind of stuff. Right, Stuart?
You're good at this. You talk a lot, don't you?
I do talk a lot. He goes, what am I going to talk?
Just sit here and nod.
Just not, yeah. All right, so we've got 10 little steps to share in, I guess, review. Stop joking, right? In review of what has happened over the last 9 years, and just to get you to start thinking about how you may want to create this for yourself, because at the end of the day, it's about what you want and how you want it to look, right? So number one, go on, Stuart. You do number one. By the way, I unpacked this on the plane in my notes
yeah.
section.
She was sleeping.
No, he's slept.
She's not. Come on, be serious, will you? Hey, put the font up, can you? Jesus. I don't need to read that. People tend to think that it can happen in 6 months, and then they get to the 6 months and they go, but I'm still working so bloody hard. And that's one of the biggest things. And then they just stop. So it can take 2 to 3 years. I think back now about when Nat first said, I've always been the lifestyle one. I've been the one that's liked chilling out even more than anything else. You know, do a lot of work, get through it, but then relax. And then when Nat was saying, maybe we can run businesses now, I got really excited, but thought it'd happen in a 5 minutes, let alone 6 months, no, 12 months, no, 2 years. 3 years is probably when I started getting a realistic
that's when you quit your day job.
Yeah, but it was also when I could see that, this is actually doable. And when all of those people, the US entrepreneurs and that are coming in selling that it can happen in 5 minutes, and that's a big dream that a lot of people get caught onto, but it doesn't happen that quickly. So taking that little while to make it happen, work out, I guess, again, like Nat, you always speak about, you might have to go through quite a few things that don't work to then find what does work. And once you do that, then you scale it, and then it will start giving you the results that you want to do.
So point number one was it takes 2 to 3 years to establish, build credibility, design, and figure out what your signature system is to be able to start to afford outsourcing and paid advertising. Takes a few years to build the program, product, systems, and support. Yep. Boom, Katie, you summarized it for me, right? So that's exactly what we're trying to say. A lot of people do give up after only 6 to 9 months because they bought into the fact that someone said, have these 6-figure income part-time hours, which is exactly the advertising I bought into. But thankfully, because I invested a lot in myself, I kept taking action and following the steps, no matter how many no's or how many kind of closed doors I ended up walking into. So this is super, super, super important to understand that there is no magic bullet or free lunches, that it will take some time. And the famous quote that entrepreneurs live a few years of their life like most people won't, so they can live the rest of their life like most people can't, runs so true. And that few years is 2 or 3, isn't it? Lifestyle business for 13 years. Last 3 have bloomed. There you go, Katie, right? All right, number 2 is take time and invest in learning and understanding technology, as you can operate it from anywhere. So techie, you were not very techie when we started.
I wouldn't say I wasn't techie compared to...
Not as techie as me, right?
Look, you just want me to let's just worship the goddess that is Natasa, you beautiful thing. I was techie to a point where I could make things work. Off and on and things like that. But I guess where technology these days is a friend in so many different ways, and there's so many different things that just enables you to reach more people, obviously videos, but the back-end systems that enables you to run a business, to automate things that a lot of people go, oh, this is all so hard. When I didn't know something, I'd either ask somebody that I knew that knew it already. Don't be afraid to ask. Or these days, there's so many just information. Like every platform has a contact us, has tutorials. There's YouTube videos on everything. There's really no excuse. It comes down to, would you rather sit there for 5 hours or spend a whole day, which I've seen a lot of ex-clients and things like that try to do, or swallow your pride and say, I'll spend 20 minutes watching a video, then maybe 30 minutes trying to understand it, 20 minutes implementing. That's less than an hour and a half. You're off for the day. You tell your wife that you've been working all day and you get half the day off.
Hey, listen to this.
Remember
last time we were going through the bookkeeping? So my mum's about to turn 62. And about 18 months ago, she joined our business, and part of her role is to do the bookkeeping. And the poor woman, I've taught her 3 different accounting systems, but Xero has been the latest one that she's been learning for the last 6 months. And that's technology. That's kind of, people go to like TAFE courses to learn bookkeeping and all that sort of stuff. So I'm like teaching her on the job. But what your reaction when she was like clicking and putting it through stuff yesterday, she said, go boobs, like she was getting fast. So my mum also is famous for saying every beginning is hard, and that's exactly what runs so true with technology. You're going to be so clunky when you start clicking it. You can't really make a mistake. It'll just give you an error or whatever it is, and then you can figure out a way around it. But if a person, in their 60s can learn how to run social media, put stuff on eBay, sell stuff, like she's just like become this master of all of these different platforms. Why? Because she's interested and she wants to figure out and problem solve a lot faster. So make technology your friend, because, oh my God, does it save you time? Does it make you, like even like Uber Eats, like we travel everywhere. We can't find a freaking restaurant or something good to eat or at every place we go, but we go on the phone, you get your Uber Eats, you choose your food, gets delivered in half an hour, and you don't have to stay hungry. So, these are all little tips and tricks that happen on the road, especially when you travel, because a lifestyle business is very much filled with travel. And therefore, having all the apps that you know how to utilize, jump in a car, it saves us so much time and enables us to stay refreshed as we go along. But of course, the back-end systems, which is the automation and communication and accountability we've got set up, it's just set and forget. We just really don't need to hold that all in the top of our head. So that was number 2, take time and invest in learning and understanding technology, as then you can operate your business from anywhere.
Where do you look? I don't know where to look.
Just look at
yourself.
I often look at myself to see my hair is all done up and I fix my fringe. You do look at the camera, but it's kind of in the same spot.
So you can almost look at yourself.
All right, he doesn't have a lot of experience on live stream.
I worked out I can't go cross-eyed on the plane. Look at this.
You can.
I was trying. Okay.
All right, look to build number 3. Look to build a high-end program that will be delivered one to many. Go.
Well, if you can do that, you can obviously scale it a lot easier. Anything that you can deliver one to many obviously lead itself to retreats. It leads yourself to full day events, things like that. Which then
even online masterminds. That doesn't have to be live events.
No,
right?
It can be anything depending on what you wish to do and where you are in the world. You know, it's some of the big online summits that have been happening that I've seen, again, technology, that happen. People tune in from all over the world, different time zones. They can zoom in or whatever the version of that online, conferencing happens to be. But if you can just work out a way that you can deliver it, and the way that we always used to say to people to work that out, if you find that you're constantly repeating the same answers to questions that you always get, and the system that you need to take people through is step by step by step by step by step by step, okay, then you can do it as a one-to-many. So it's a signature system that you can really start to be known for. So ideally, if you want to be, when someone thinks of X, if you're that go-to person because you know that you've created something like that, that's what ideally you want to get to. If it can be signature, now signature can be high pay, high-end price as well, or obviously you can focus on volume and make it not quite as high-end if you can be getting more people through it. So again, identify what the thing is that you can deliver to people, then work out where the good sweet spot for the pricing is, and then see how you can deliver it one to many.
And increase your prices
as you get through.
And as well as keep adding to it. So your high end should increase in value as you get better at it. And like what we used to offer in the 48 Hour Author program, day one is so much, like tenfold what it is now at leading into retreat 26.
It was still great at the time, but obviously just more things come across and we get better at doing it.
Yeah, so that was number 3, look to build a high-end program that will be delivered one-to-many so that you are not hitting a glass ceiling of one-on-one all the time, and one-on-one needs you to be present constantly in the business. So therefore it's not really a lifestyle business if it's one-on-one. All right, number 4, cluster your promotional delivery periods so you have time to travel all the other times. So as we mentioned at the start of the call, we cluster our national tours. You would have seen us go everywhere: Sydney, Wollongong, Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, and now Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, all in a matter of 20 days. Those are our promotional sales periods, marketing periods. We executed also a retreat in amongst all of that, which means now we can have a whole blank month where we don't need to be physically with people. Certainly we will maintain our business from the, from the deck chair by the pool while we do the laps, while we hang out with the family, but we don't have to be physically present in the country. So therefore it allows, so clustering is so powerful. And this is how we take 4 months off a year. The 2 months over the summer break, another month just now, and lots of even the 2 weeks of the school holidays that happened the other 2 times. Often we're off with our kids enjoying some together time.
So I guess I just wanted to add, so why we decided to do that is because when you're employed, it is very consistent. You work your 48 weeks, or in America, generally 50, only have your 2 weeks off. So it's very consistent a lot of the time. Sure, you might have your busy periods and then your quieter periods, but we just decided our lifestyle business wasn't going to be like that. We were happier to work, bulk things in together so that we can also, at work, that we understood that marketing is a lot easier when you're promoting in certain groups of time, so that you can really manage your marketings really well. You can get on top of it. You deliver all your events in the one stage. So while you're in sales mode, and then in the other times you can obviously be on deliverance mode of obviously what your program is or what you're offering people, but to then also enable you to have that time off, which we did. So,
and it's so important. Like if you're going to work hard to build huge infrastructure around this lifestyle business, the thing that you're doing will require also a lot of energy.
Yes.
So it's not kind of like also optional that you have time off. It's compulsory, because otherwise who likes a burnt out person, with no adrenals and then have all sorts of health issues in your life? You've got to look after yourself, and
damn those adrenals.
And people like observe me and they go, oh, I could never do it, you're always on and all that. I go, you don't know. you don't see me like, you know, when I chill out, you know, most of the time that I'm not like, say, on social media and all that kind of stuff, because it's important to know when it's up time and downtime. So good, guys. I've been plastering my business delivering blocks so you can have school holidays free, which has been amazing. Great tips. All right, cool. Let's go number 5. Number 5 is decide what is enough dollars-wise. A lifestyle business is not one that you may choose to continue growing. So will you plateau? Okay, at a certain point. So what does that mean? Well, what's enough?
How much is enough?
What is enough? You know, so that you have enough for your core payments, whether it's mortgages, school fees, all of that kind of stuff, food, clothing, all that kind of stuff. So figure out what's core. Then figure out what is it, how much would you love to separate to put towards investments that are going to create passive income for you in the future, whether that's going to be in property, shares, you know, other things that are going to obviously grow financially, so that when you're older, you don't have to work but still produce the same kind of revenue that you need to survive. So what is that? And of course, your luxuries. You know, there would be a number, because it has been said that earnings over $75,000 a year for a person don't exponentially increase a person's happiness. What do you think about that one?
Always spoken about it. What's enough? What can you start to do? And when you do, a lot of people don't like to talk about money. You've got to talk about money, and you've got to start being okay with money. Not even okay, you've got to be great with money. But is money, I've always had this conversation, is an extra zero in your bank account, maybe if the difference between $100 and $1,000 it might be. But realistically, like I've spoken to a lot and seen a lot of interviews on entrepreneurs where they've, whether it's 10 million, 20 million, 3 million, their level of happiness actually doesn't normally go up. It actually decreases unless they start to do something which is very either philanthropic, or they're actually feeling as though they're giving back. As Nat always talks about contribution. It doesn't make you any happier. As I said, it will generally lead to more stress, because unfortunately the way the world's set up, the more money you have, the more people want a piece of you. Right? Family, long lost friends, long lost cousin Jim that all of a sudden is down on his luck. And it can put a lot of stress. So you need to understand your boundaries as well with where your money is at. But find out an amount like that. Every Christmas, so every time we're taking our Christmas holidays off, one of the conversations we have is, you know, what's enough? You've often, those of you that have, you know us quite well intimately, you've often heard us say, you know, well, a certain amount we're happy with. You know, we will scale, and we have deliberately plateaued, because would we be any happier if other people are doing this and we don't have the chance to meet and mingle with you guys personally? No way. If you were just a number on a book that was paying money into an account, I know Nat and I would not have anywhere near as much of enjoyment.
And I guess a part of building a lifestyle business is to feel that the people you're working with are part of that lifestyle. So Amy, who jumped on a call just before, and she's commented, you know, great point, when is it enough? You know, she's become a close family friend with her kids, and she was originally my author. You know, they come and celebrate New Year's Eve. We did Australia Day you know, just Australia Day and gone. Katie's saying, I love money. I love also creating strategies to reduce personal income expenses and write as much as possible through my lifestyle business. Yeah, absolutely. We do all of that. But also, you know, a few years ago we said ideal dream lifestyle business, and what we want to be doing year in year out is helping 80 to 100 authors publish their books. And obviously now with the launch of our publishing company, we can just publish more and more books without, you know, constantly just being just the retreats. And so we have evolved in a different way without needing to, you know, obviously kill ourselves. So, you know, for us, we're separating enough towards our property portfolio. As Katie said, you know, working with the right experts to see how we can minimize expenses. And again, you know, always being mindful in terms of, you know, what do we want to do? How much of it do we want to do it? Do we want to have 4 months worth of holidays at, you know, reasonable places to travel and go to? or do we want to have like 1 week in the most absolute luxurious place on earth that you can go to? So we choose more time with our family and hanging out in places that are not, you know, the absolute 7-star luxury and all that sort of stuff. So so number 5, just summarizing, decide what is enough dollars wise. Our lifestyle business is not one that you may choose to continue growing. You know, will you choose at a certain point to plateau? And for us, it, you know, we choose 80 to 100 authors to be our dream number year in and year out. And that one day that our business will be so awesomely systemized, we can either get our kids to continue it or sell it for a significant profit. Yeah. All right, number 6, once established, plan your lifestyle activities first, then your business activities around it. How do we do that, Stuart?
Well, last week, I don't know where we were. Where were we last week? Anyway,
on the plane,
somewhere a conversation came about and we started planning 2020. Yes, in May, I think it was about May the 29th, 2019, we mapped out 2020. So first of all, we got 3 school-age kids, so it was work out where are all school holidays, because 1, events for us is no good in school holiday times, but 2, we don't really want to be away from in the school holidays time. So first thing that goes in there. Second thing is we block off our compulsory. Again, see, we've just made this happen. So every year it'll happen. Blocked off our 6-week period in the middle of the year where we will go somewhere, wherever it is, so there ain't no back. Hopefully April next year.
That's Easter holidays next year.
Easter holidays.
In
WWE, yes, that might happen again. But we block out that time. Then we go, okay, so the next, after they do all of that, then we want to block our tours. So then we block the retreats, the tours, all of the major things that we do go in after we've blocked off the time. Because you know what happens when you try to find time for a holiday?
Yeah.
Natasha?
No.
It ain't there, because something else will always come up in the way. So if you're serious about doing it and if you're running at these high levels, you have to be blocking that first. Put everything else around it. It's just, I know it sounds easy, but if you actually do it and plan it that far out, and then it also, what it does is actually, believe it or not, it opens up more opportunities to then go and do other events or get asked by someone else, because you know you don't have to think, can I do this? Is there, you know, you're scheduled. If it's in this time, I'd love to, but I'm in wherever.
I can give an answer to someone there 18 months ahead of time.
Get on your diary and it's there. It's
once it gets scheduled. And it's amazing not to get to, well, can we talk closer to the date and all that kind of stuff? No, just lock it in. You know, I've got things, that's why 2020 is now set. And we actually pre-book our trips quite a while in advance, probably 6 to 12 months, all of our trips, like all of our White Christmas in the US is booked, obviously Thailand we book, and that gives you the countdown and the getting excited about it and all that sort of stuff and planning all of the things you're going to do ahead of time. So we're big on building buffers in, big on, pre-booking flights even earlier and all that kind of stuff. We just plan always like it's as if, our planning is always happening. Like what's happening right now is just execution. This was planned 6 to 12 months ago. And literally. All right, cool. Number 7 is have your clients on payment plans, then you never dip in income. So if you have designed that high-end program and you have got an offering that transforms people's lives in whatever way, offer a payment plan. It's a lot more feasible for a lot of people to be able to invest. And
good for them and good for you. That's
good for everyone. Good for everyone. And you never dip in income. So, where we might have sales periods, in certain times of the year only, but in those 4 months that we're having time off, our income never dips. It's just there every Wednesday.
Oh my God, I remember when you were coaching the one-on-one before them. And so many of our other clients that we used to work with, not many people get coached over Christmas. And so all of a sudden, that's when normally your expenses are high. If you've got kids and you like giving and things like that. If the income's not coming in and you're not doing your sessions, obviously it's very hard to then...
I have a lot of clients who still coach one-on-one. And when it comes to that period, we might need to give them like a 1 month's grace or something before, restarting to the next year because their income really dips. So really consider that in everything that you do. How can you make it more feasible? And you'll sign up more clients as well. Beck's saying the research shows there's a huge happiness quotient. attached to planning of holidays. Great.
And Dr. Beck will know that. Thanks, Dr. Beck. Yep.
Yes.
So we got that one right. No, even as an employee, I remember, if you didn't have a holiday booked, you had nothing to look forward to.
We've always done it. I think not too much of our strategies and habits have changed from employee to entrepreneur or having this lifestyle business. It's always been transferable into how we used to do it because we just loved having that thing to look forward to. Yeah. All right. Number 8, work hard when you must and play hard so you enjoy the fruits of your labor. So many people can put in so much effort continuously and never reward themselves. Do you agree?
Yeah, I used to do that a lot, probably still do it a little bit more now. But yeah, if you're not actually one of our mentors who's now passed, God bless him, used to literally have a thing where it's saying if you're not rewarding yourself for the work that you do, your subconscious is just going to not want you to do the work, and therefore you're going to keep getting resistance around it. Because you're thinking, well, your subconscious is saying, well, I'm working so hard, but I'm not getting anything in return. So why shouldn't I just bludge, not work hard? And then guess what? Well, then equally no rewards are going to come. So why would you do the extra effort? Think of if you've ever had employees that have worked for you. What rewards do they want? Is it time? A lot of the Gen Ys and younger generations now, they're driven more by a cause, a time, rather than a financial reward. So in the old days of, you sling someone an extra $50 for a job well done, they'll probably look at you and go, well, that's not doing anything with it. It might need to be a charitable donation to something on their behalf, or whatever it might be. Bring in more green things to the office. Yeah. Whatever it might be. So yeah, if you've got that hard, the belief that if you do some good stuff, you should get rewarded for it at the other end, you're a lot more likely to keep doing it because subconsciously it'll make it happen.
And you know what changes, I believe, is we perhaps embarked this journey because of a point of pain and shit hits the fan moment, which some of you guys have already heard what ours was and all that kind of stuff. But it eventually shifts the other way around. You end up moving towards pleasure, okay? So where a lot of the time in life people are moving away from pain, when you work hard and you can start and seeing the results and the fruits of your labor come through, and you can then see how it can bring more pleasure into your life, either making your lifestyle a lot easier, helping other people. Like by outsourcing, you're helping other people have income and better lives, It's great to have people who are working for us because we know that we're then contributing to their lives as well. But then you're like, everything that I'm just driven constantly towards pleasure nowadays. That's all how can I create more of this? So that's really what shifts as well when you have the lifestyle business, and happiness just attracts that kind of vibration as well from other ends, from other people. All right, guys, number 9 is grow your team for more freedom. Okay, which just, I guess that lends itself. Allocate roles for greater focus and who's responsible for what, which actually what I started talking about in the last point was the fact that it's great to be able to give people jobs, but what that creates is actually a proper company structure without needing to go to like 15 employed people by you or whatever. We've been very cautious and increasing who is helping us with the business, like with a VA. We've had a nearly for 4 years now, Viva PA, and Mom, and all that kind of stuff. But now when we see like these 5 core people in the business, and we all have our little strengths and roles and responsibilities, then it's not me holding everything up in my head. Has customer service been done, sales calls followed up, admin done, event logistics, and all that sort of stuff. Everyone's got their own little nook within the business. Stuart's Facebook ads. I used to stress out all the time about bums on seats, but that's no longer, part of my responsibility. And I am focusing on the publishing and, overall sales and marketing of the business, being the face of the business. So, it really does give you more freedom. And this is going to be our first test this weekend, going to Thailand and having a PA who's in a major customer service role for us, because we didn't have that beforehand and we were handling all of that on all of our holidays. So that'll be really cool to see how much less involved in the business we will be for that month, because she'll be able to handle all of those things. Let's see.
Viv, you watching?
All right,
Viv?
cool. Awesome. And we've just had a new client sign up.
Oh, good.
I just got a text.
Congratulations.
Yay, go get your awesome. Okay, so number 10 is, well, we kind of touched on this one.
We did.
Yeah, we did. It's kind of a little bit of
Come on, make up another number 10 there. Come on, I'm going to get you to solve a problem. All right.
Okay, go.
What do you do if we'll go back to the planning one because I have this question quite a bit. What do you have if you're in a relationship, whatever relationship that might be, and you like to get things planned and set up and organised and done, and your other half is a bit of a fly-by-the-pants kind of person? How do you sort of get a balance, and how would you get people to operate in that case? So it's business. We're obviously talking as a business example.
You obviously have the answer if you ask that question.
Never seen her so quiet.
No, because you always do what I say. So, like, I don't have that problem.
I've seen it quite a bit. So you can't solve a problem that you don't have.
Yeah, right? You
true.
tell us the answer if you've observed it.
I've seen it quite happen a lot. So that anywhere near as much as Nat. So I thought you would have just thought back to it at the start. So I was much more, come on, wing it, come on, it'll be all right, we'll do it. But you've got to work out what the other person's values are and what is good for them. And then basically selling it is a word that we'll use. You've got to sell why planning it, what will give them that they want. So for me, you sold it with me by obviously thinking, okay, it's more time off, it's more time away, it's more time together. Okay, because one of my drivers is, it's not the driver, what is it? Love language, yeah. That's quality time. So look at this. Obviously not words of affection. Don't get me out of them.
Words of affection? I am. Come on.
So, so that was it. So you got to always talk about the positive. This is in any relationship also, but always talk about sell to them what you know is important to them. And then I started thinking, okay, so if we plan this a little bit better, well, then it was things like, okay, well, we've got a plan and we'll have all of these. We'll do our North Queensland tour or whatever. Oh, but if we get this organised early and we plan it, we could maybe have an extra 4 days up there together to have a bit of adult time. Mm-hmm. And so that was like, oh, okay, so rather than us just leaving it to the last minute, flights and accommodation might be harder to book, having them all, right, where are your eyes looking? You're reading comments.
I'm reading, yeah, come on.
So giving that and then give that person what's advantageous to them. And I think that's a good way of solving it.
Beck's coming to the August retreat and she's asked if we've picked the theme yet. And yes, we have. And yes, we can reveal it, Beck, but not the song. And the theme is Heroes.
Stay tuned for the next video.
You just talked while I said the theme.
I know, because I was going to block it. Stay tuned for the next live.
Heroes is the theme.
Heroes.
So it's not necessarily just superheroes. I mean, of course, it could be a superhero thingy. But heroes, full stop. So whatever that means to you.
Can I wear my underpants on the outside?
Yes, yeah. And there you go. That's the simplest way you can become a hero. That is. And Stuart always
Costume, tick.
Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be the theme, you guys, if anyone's from the August retreat. And finally, you guys, we locked in a venue also this morning, didn't we? We had, a few different places that we approached and everyone was kind of having weddings and all that sort of stuff, but we found an awesome venue. So that's going to be announced very, very soon as well.
So I was able to play 3 of them off against each other at the end to get the one that we wanted. So bang, it works.
And the place we go
to
the game has the best mushrooms for breakfast. Like I've never tasted better mushrooms ever. I don't know.
Excited about mushrooms.
I am. All right, so
no budgie smugglers. It'll be over the top, Christine. Well over the top. Don't you worry.
Oh, love it. Okay, you guys. So I hope you got something out of this live, even though it's half the time he was making jokes. Oh, last thing.
If you bring me on, I'm going to be me. I'm not going to sit. All
right. So let me tell the guys one other thing. How do you deal with when the other person is an entrepreneur who likes to achieve something every day? So I have to have this sense of achievement. Even if it is, I've just cleared my inbox or just posted up something or whatever, every day I need to achieve. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just my achiever pattern in me. And because Stuart's driven by lifestyle, he can switch off and just completely be on like holiday brain and all that sort of stuff. Whereas me, I like to almost check in and achieve something, and then I can switch off for the rest of the day. It can be just something that takes 2 minutes. So how you used to hate it when I used to touch work, when I said, okay, I'm going to be off,
I'll only reveal it if you cover your ears.
There you go.
Just leave like a little bit of mess or something undone around the house so that she feels as though she's... No, that was a made up one, but hey, that might work. I guess like any good relationship is just if it makes her happy, why should it stop making me, why should it make me unhappy if that makes her happy? So just let her do it. Know that it will only take a short amount of time, and it's just simple as that. You know, if you just, I don't know why people so often fight about the most ridiculous stuff or stop their partner doing something that they like, and because you think it's no good for you. If it makes them happy, it is good for you.
But I used to be annoyed that you wouldn't do a little bit of work here and there, and now I don't care. I just do whatever I want.
But why don't you care?
Because I just
just because you don't care, or because you know it's good for me.
And I accepted you,
It's good for me.
I have accepted him. Acceptance is the key to a loving relationship. All right, now that's it, guys. We're off.
Come on, 34 minutes.
I'm gonna do my 7-minute workout now because I couldn't do it first thing in the morning. So I'm gonna go do that, and then all my tasks for the day are done. Then, if you're in Queensland, Sunshine Coast tomorrow at the Mantra. Brisbane
Mantra Malulaba, yes.
West Chermside, and Gold Coast where?
Mermaid Waters Quality Hotel.
Mermaid Waters Quality Hotel. Come on down 9 to 1 for the blueprint.
Come on down.
Blueprint for Book Writing a Success Workshop. Tickets are $49.87 for VIP. I'll post the link on this live, and we hope to see you there. See you, gorgeous people, and
thank you, Mary.
See you guys soon.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
See you next week from Thailand.
Don't comment below if you want me back again, because this was too tough.
Please, can you comment and say Stuart needs to do more lives with Nat? Everyone says we should do more, and he's just like, I just want to be an introvert. Bye, guys.